With analysis started, we can now look at detailed information about the captured frame. The Pipeline tab also shows the event list and more specific information about the currently selected event. When you select an event, the tabs in this view will update to give you relevant information about that event. In the lower Pipeline tab, you can see how the draw call flows through the graphics pipeline. In the Input Assembler stage, you can see the untransformed vertices and move the camera around. You can also inspect your index and vertex buffers. If you're not happy with the automatic buffer formatting that PIX chooses for you, you can modify it in the Format section. Hovering over this section will display a tooltip with information about the format syntax. In each of the shader stages, you can inspect the shaders, buffers, textures, and samplers bound to the pipeline. In the Vertex shader stage, you can also inspect the output of the Vertex shader. In the Output Merger stage, you can see the effect the draw call had on the render targets bound to the pipeline. The Texture Viewer attempts to default to what will best help you visualize what is happening, but sometimes you might want to change that. For example, if we look at the depth buffer, we see a pretty good representation of the depth in this scene. The reason for this is because PIX observed the range of values set in this buffer, and then normalized them so we can view them better. If I click on the 0 to 1 button, I only see black now. But if I hover over the pixels in the buffer, I can see that their values are non-zero. Clicking the Fit button will normalize all the values in the buffer to the min-max range encountered. But if that is not desirable either, you can fine-tune the range you want to normalize to by either selecting a range in the histogram or typing in specific min and max values for the channel. The other tabs in the Pipeline view provide additional information about the state of the pipeline. The State tab will show you the active root signature and information about the resources bound to it. It will also show you information from the pipeline state object, such as the blend and depth stencil settings. The Event Details tab shows information about the actual API call. The Resource Table tab is a concise view of GPU resources used in the frame. If you select a resource in this table, such as a render target, you can see when it is used in the frame and what state it's in at that time. The API Object table is a concise view of live D3D objects and their properties at the time the frame was captured. If you don't like the position of any of the tabs in the view, you can move them around and resize them. You can even detach them and move them onto another monitor.